Hi, everyone. Welcome to Confidently Be You. My name is Jennifer Shlomovich, and it's been a while since I've created any content and posted it on this channel. And so I felt, you know what? It's time for me to go ahead and do that. So, yeah, it's been a while. I had some really great interviews that I was posting on here, and then I took a break. And I was planning on creating and sharing content in June, and now July is almost over. So I figured, all right, Jen, just get up there and share. So this year has been a huge year of uh, transformation, identity shifting, healing. It's been a very transformative year for me, which transformation is a very messy process. And so when it's come to creating and sharing content, it's been harder for me to be in that headspace to show up and share and create. I've had a lot of great ideas for a while that I've been sitting on, and now I started working on writing and cultivating what I'm planning to share more of in the future, the near future. But in the meantime, I figure I don't need to be silent and quiet while I'm working on those creations to share with you all, and that I can just share and ramble things that are going on, and hopefully you'll find some value in those things as well. So part of the healing work that I've been doing has been around grief. I shared before on this channel that I lost my dad back in November, and it was a very challenging, traumatic experience. He was in the hospital for a few weeks and he lived in Vegas. And so I had a lot of traveling to do and just a lot of things I had to navigate and deal with during that time. And then the emotional upheaval that that brought up took some time for me to work through. And I got to a point where I was back in the flow of things for a bit with content creation. I had some great interviews that I recorded and shared on here. If you haven't checked out my previous content, I'd like to invite you to check those out. And I want to get back into doing interviews. It takes time because I have to connect with people, and then we have to schedule the interviews, and then I have to edit the interviews, and there's a lot of other stuff going on in my personal life that it's been hard for me to focus on that. My son just graduated from high school. He's going to be going away to college. So I've been helping him prepare and get ready for that. And also, my husband and I are going to be moving. So that is a big task in itself. We were looking for a place and we found a place, and now we are decluttering and going through things to pack up or downsizing. And we don't want to have clutter, and we don't want to hold on to things that no longer serve and benefit us. So going through all that stuff has been exhausting on top of working full time and running a business. So yeah, that's been a lot to kind of navigate. I've been doing some great work on myself, more deeper work. I recently joined a 21-day Raise Your Vibration challenge that has been very healing. I started it at the end of June. It's with Doughty. I love his work. He's a combination of spirituality and personal development, and his videos and meditations and teachings have been very, very important in my life. I discovered him about 3 or 4 years ago, and I haven't listened to him in a while. And he did this amazing podcast episode. He has YouTube and he does podcast. Hang on one second. Let me go look up what it was. So okay, I'm back now. I have my phone. So the episode that's really been life changing for me on Aaron Doughty's podcast, you can also find it on his YouTube channel, is warning, this will shift you to a parallel reality. It's episode 513 on his podcast. And I'll also post the information in this video, below this video. So I listened to this and it made me start following his work again and listening in more. And I decided he was having a deal and joining his challenge. And it's really taught me some new ways to incorporate meditation into my life, create, understand more layers with things that I'm working on with myself. We're always a work in progress. There's never a set destination in our healing. Just when we think we've healed an area in our life, there's always more healing work. And so it's and that's part of life. It doesn't mean that we're broken or that there's something wrong with us. Uh, it's very easy to want to like chase a certain horizon and think, oh, but when you get to that horizon, another one's going to be there. So we're always a work in progress. There's always things to work on. And so right now, Aaron Doughty has been really huge in helping me unravel some more of that stuff that's holding me back. And I look forward to sharing more of that at some point in future videos. Another great thing that I was up to during this year was I had my own book club for women. It was the Confidently Be You Women's Book Club. And it was an idea that I had for a long time. And decided to finally act on it and see if anyone was interested. And I had a great group of women join me in reading the book by Nancy Levin, Setting Boundaries Will Set You Free. It's kind of blurry here with my background on here, but I will post that information as well. It's called Setting Boundaries Will Set You Free, the ultimate guide to telling the truth, creating connection, and finding freedom. So I really wanted to share with you an excerpt from this book by Nancy Levin. Again, it's called Setting Boundaries Will Set You Free, the ultimate guide to telling the truth, creating connection, and finding freedom. This is the anatomy of a boundary. The boundary is the marker where I can no longer be myself, no longer congruent with or authentic to who I am. When I am about to lose myself, that's the boundary point. And yet, time and time again, we miss it. The disconnection from self that amplifies, the way my attention pulls towards you, as if my nervous system is being dragged by a magnet. I have been lost and we are bound. I need to find the rhythm of who I am without you, while with you still. The vital recalibration back to me, knowing where I end and you begin. My body and mind rest, restore and regulate best when I am alone and not satisfying someone else's needs. Slowing down now, I allow myself the rest I have been depriving myself of by overgiving and being on high alert. Time to liberate me instead of rescuing everyone else. Only I can restore my resources. No longer willing to do whatever it takes when whatever it takes comes at such a high cost to me. No longer allowing an old commitment to people pleasing, external validation and approval to override my commitment to my own truth and authenticity. The patterns we're running won't dissolve by someone else making a change. My boundary is mine to honor. We think our withholds will keep us safe, but revealing is what allows connection and healing. And that is an excerpt from Setting Boundaries Will Set You Free. This is the opening part of the book before the contents, and it's called The Anatomy of a Boundary. This book is just so life-changing. I've done a lot of work on my boundary setting over the years, and I'm pretty good at setting boundaries, but it's always an ongoing work in progress. It's like building a muscle. When you're training for a marathon, you have to build for that and constantly evolve and stretch and grow. And the same thing goes with our boundary setting. Even if you're someone who's really good at setting boundaries, there's a lot of value in this book. And what I learned is one of the areas that I still need to set boundaries is with myself, which is, I think, part of why I haven't been going on and creating content. I haven't been setting aside the time. I haven't been disciplined, but also I've been pulled in a million different directions, and I've needed to do that healing work. And where I'm getting at with my rambling here is that I realize that I need to set boundaries with myself and how I allocate my time still. And also other little commitments for myself with staying on top of activities that are better for my health, with exercise and eating and all those different things. And so setting this just gave me a different way of looking at setting boundaries, as well as refining how I communicate and set boundaries with others. So this is a very, very important book if you are someone who is working on eliminating people pleasing behavior. You want to get better at setting your boundaries. You're in the process of shifting your identity, like I am right now. Yeah, this is so important in getting in touch with your needs, understanding them, and then helping you put into action ways to support your needs and take care of yourself. So, yeah, that's pretty much what I've been up to and why I've been away. And I'm going to work on popping up and sharing more. I will eventually get back into doing interviews. It's probably going to be later in the year because I'm in the process of moving in September, and it's going to be hard for me to connect and set aside time for interviews. Maybe I'll be able to set aside some time with some people who I wanted, who've been guests before on my channel. We wanted to do some other content together, so maybe I can find some time to connect with them and put that out. And yeah, I am working on some teachings that I want to share with you all. It just takes some time to organize the content and then create graphics and other stuff with that. Another thing that I have made time for in my schedule is strategy sessions. So if you are struggling with people pleasing behavior and you are looking for more support in being less of a people pleaser, then I'd like to invite you to a complimentary strategy session with me. Here we're going to explore how people pleasing is getting in the way of what's important to you. And then we're going to discuss options that can help you achieve your goals. There's no requirements or pressure to sign up or buy any of my services. So feel free to go down to the link below. It's going to say strategy sessions on it, and schedule one today. All right. Well, I'm really happy that I got out of my head and set aside some time to connect on here. I want to be more active on my channel, even if it's just sharing something that's helping me with my journey. And then as I'm working on my other content, I'll share that when that's ready as well. And when I have interviews, I'll share that also. But I'm going to work on showing up more and just sharing something that's helping me. So with that, I'm going to end it here for now. Before I was sharing videos on Wednesdays weekly, I'm just going to work on sharing weekly and not specifically sure which day it's going to be. I'm going to make it a habit to just make sure I share weekly. So if you want to know when I post a video, then you can like and subscribe to this channel, and in this way you'll get notifications on when I share new content. So I'm going to work on posting weekly. I just don't know what date that's going to be yet, or what days that's going to be at. So right now I'm just going to make an intention to share weekly. All right, I hope you're all having a wonderful summer, and I look forward to connecting with you again soon. Take care. Bye for now.